Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review for Centaur no Nayami episode 12, our final review. And yeah, let's talk about the episode a bit and give it a score and all that. And then we'll talk about the series as a whole for a bit and give that a score. So to discuss this, we start off with the Dungeon Sexy Squad in there. Kyoko, still best girl, still, God, man, Kyoko. Kyoko is very, very great. Also, throughout this whole first half, when they're in this little, I don't know, when we have this little sort of fantasy type story, I don't think isekai is really the right word because they're not really technically in another world, but this fantasy story with them. I love this just 8-bit music and the sound effects they use. It was all very, very nostalgic. I thought the OST was great here. And the first half of this episode is one of my favorite stories they've told so far. Sasasul using cheer is hilarious. Then all the time Kyoko puts into her spell for the tiny little fireball one-shot. All of it was hilarious. Sasasul saying she's a priestess when they thought earlier she was a dancer was funny. And it was funny as well that they had no idea what they were doing. They were just sort of messing up their way through it. Of course a lewd slime is there. There's always a lewd slime. And pretty much it doesn't hurt them. It just does lewd stuff. Then Tama's the final boss. She's a BDSM queen. And they get the easy win over her. And it was all written by Akachi. And I love Akachi. She's hilarious. Then from there, the second half is a waifu arm wrestling tournament. Mitama is OP. Sasasul is so cute. When she lost and did the little surprised gasp, it was just great. Sasasul is so cute. Then Hime loses unconvincingly and has to restart. Akira, I have never noticed Akira, but she is pretty. Like all the main group, I do find to be attractive waifus, but Kyoko is my favorite, and Sasasul's probably a close second. I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird, but kind of a close second. All of the cute little, they're not really waifus, but all the cute little, like, Chichans and Shino and Maki must be protected. Was Maki the name of the other little centaur? They must be protected. Yeah. But Akira surprised me. She was pretty hot. I don't know. She had like a mix of Nozomi and Kyoko going on, and I was not expecting her to be that attractive out of nowhere. But the top four are Mitama, Hime, Inukai is what's her Akachi's girlfriend, and Nozomi. So Mitama beats Nozomi, and I love throughout the entire thing when Hime's getting matched up with people, she's like, "Why are we arm wrestling?" So then Hime wins as the champion. And just at the end, why were we arm wrestling? I thought it was great. I thought it was hilarious. Also during her her semi-final, I guess, match, her match with Inukai, I love that they're like, when Nozomi got here, because she does karate, and then Hime does archery, so they're both talented in the martial arts. And they're like, well, and Mitama raises children and stuff, but why is Inukai here? And Akachi's just like, it's the power of love. And then, I forget her name. I was thinking her name was Maki as well. Is it Machi? The cat girl that was with Mitama. But it was funny when she's like, "Are you sure it's because you don't just do Ekiben every day?" And then the other girl is like, Ekiben, you mean those lunches they sell at the train station? And the joke is that Ekiben is sort of bentos that they sell at train stations, but it's also the term for a standing sex position. So it was, of course, a sex joke about Inukai and Akachi being lewd. And I love Inukai's reaction to it is, "Don't believe her," just like saying it sort of quietly to Hime. So yeah, it was a really funny episode. I thought it was really enjoyable, and I love all the characters, which is why my biggest complaint with the series is all these characters are so great. Why did we not focus on and develop these characters? Why did we just jump around to a lot of unimportant stuff? Because focusing on and seeing the characters really didn't grow any throughout the series. Maybe Sasasul a little bit, but we didn't really get to see it in a substantive way. It would be great if we started out with Hime and Nozomi and Kyoko and got introduced to Sasasul and all these other characters, and they developed, and like a normal series, they developed, even in Slice of Life, they developed and changed over the course of the series. That would have been really, really good. And instead, we got characters that were great, and I loved them, but they didn't really do much of anything. But that's getting sort of off topic with the episode as a whole. So real quick, I guess my score for the episode, I'd give it 7.5 magic spells out of 10. 7.5 out of 10. It was good. And for the series as a whole, like I said, the series was really fun, but weirdly disappointing in that we didn't get that development. We didn't get enough of the main characters. And I think, except for the Holocaust episode, which was really, really good, the unfocused parts, the parts that were just about whatever, were usually just boring and unimportant. The stuff with the one mermaid chick and the god or whatever was boring and unimportant. The stuff with the mermaid girlfriend, with the cat guy boyfriend, if they were presented more, it might have been okay, but since we didn't really see much of them except in the background here and there, it ended up being boring and unimportant. And I like world building. World building is great. Like I said, I thought that the episode with the Holocaust guy was great, and the Toad guy and talking to his people and all that. It was great. It built the world, and it was a bit unimportant to the main characters, but it wasn't boring. It was good. And that's the big difference between that and the stuff that was both unimportant and boring. So yeah, I guess that's a problem. I just wish we had some more of the main characters, and we spent more time developing them. As a whole, though, for the series as a whole, I'd give it a 6 lesbian monster girls out of 10. 6 out of 10. I love it. I especially love the stuff with the tiny centaurs and the chichons. They're so cute and adorable. I loved seeing our characters when we did get, not really development, but when we got to see them have stories told with them, like the Scary Story episode, this episode right here. Mitama got really great development through the series. I think she was probably the most developed character over the course of the series, and even then it wasn't all that much because of the way it was handled. So yeah, 6 out of 10. I enjoyed it. I loved it. I loved the characters. But though I loved it, I've got to say, as a story, it didn't really hold up too much. So either way, 6 out of 10, but I did love it personally. So that's it for this series. If you did like the video, and comment down there to tell me what you thought of this episode and this show and my thoughts on it. Subscribe for more anime, manga, light novels, much more on the channel. If there's anything you want to see for next season moving forward with the channel, just go ahead and comment that. Follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there on stuff for the channel and talk to you there. And if you want a link to our Discord server to talk there, just ask and I'll give you a link to the Discord. So yeah, that's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.